Good morning. Good morning. It is Friday, October 21st. Can you even believe it? October 21st, 3 weeks into the month, another week to go. Jeepers. Well, but it's lovely. It's a lovely day. It definitely is fall in my neck of the woods. The trees are turning, not as vibrant as they were last year, I don't think, but still very lovely. But if you're with me, please pop on and say hi. And at 10 o'clock, which will be seconds from now, we will start. And I have some fun things to show you this morning. So you might want to get a pencil and a scrap paper because you might want to take these dimensions down. So you can do that while we wait till it's 10 o'clock. And if anybody, hey Linda, good morning. Thanks for popping on. Glad you're with me this morning. Got some fun things to show everybody. Okay, it is 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. Good morning, my friends. Okay, so we are going to start right away. So let me just bring this over and show you what we're going to do today. So we are going to be making this beautiful card. I think it's absolutely lovely. I have to say I created it myself. Of course, I always take inspiration from things I see on Facebook or Pinterest or whatever, but this was me. Good morning, Gail. Good morning, good morning. Thanks for popping on. So I'm going to show you how to do this card very easily. And then, because I did have a lot of people who were interested in the little Halloween and the Thanksgiving favors. Good morning, Doofus. How you doing there up in Reading, Massachusetts? Thanks for popping on. Hey, Ree, thanks for popping on. Good morning, good morning. So what I'm going to suggest is that if you want, go get a piece of paper and a pencil or pen, whatever, because I'm going to give you the actual dimensions for this. So I know that I showed them to you already, and I am going to do a class starting next Monday and Tuesday for people who want to do this. I can also do long distance packages if you're interested, but I'm going to show you how to do it with the measurements this morning. So I'm going to set this aside for a minute because I want everybody to get paper and pencil. Hey, Nancy, good morning, good morning. But let me show you, thanks for popping on. So let me show you how easy this card is. And when I say this is easy, you won't even believe how easy this card is. So let me just take this out here and put it to the side. Of course, what I used was a piece of basic white cardstock, the 8.5 by 5. I've already cut it and I've scored it. So you know me, we have to we have to fold it nicely and use the bone folder to get that nice, lovely, crisp fold. Then the next thing I did was I took a piece of the basic white cardstock and I used the decal die. I love the decal dies. I just think it just adds a little bit of interest to your project. So I used the largest decal die, cut that out, and then I ran it through the winter scene embossing folder, which is all those little snowflakes. See those snowflakes? How cute is that? So now what I'm going to do is take my adhesive. I still have plenty of snail left. I will be going back to Stamp and Seal as soon as I run out of this, but I've got a lot of this left. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to bring this in onto my base, just like this. Easy peasy. Talk about easy cards. I'm telling you. Okay, so then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the inside and stamp it with my message using some Memento ink. This message says, wishing you lots of love, joy, and happiness this Christmas season and always. I think that's kind of pretty. Now, normally I would have stamped it first because you never know, if you're going to have a little persnickety issue. But I'm going to wing it, and I'm going to say that the little stamping goddesses are with me right now. And I'm going to get this on. Sorry about my head. There we go, just like that. Look at that. Piece of cake even. How's that, everybody? Perfect, huh? There you go. Perfect. Okay, so that's stamped. And then I already went ahead and took a small piece of cardstock and I used the Teeny Tiny Wishes Merry Christmas. Look at how cute that is. I've already got that done. So that's stamped. So my stamping is done with the exception of putting my name on the back. All right, so now what I did was I took shimmery white cardstock. I love shimmery white cardstock. It's beautiful. It's kind of a step down from a full-blown Wink of Stella piece of paper. But then I used the Twinkling Lights dies, which are absolutely gorgeous. They match the stamp set. What's the name of that stamp set? Let me bring this over here so you can see. Oh, it's called Christmas Lights. Here it is right here. Let me show you right here. Here it is right here. So here is the, whoops, there's a Scotty, not this one. This one. This is a really pretty stamp set. And the dies that go with it. It's beautiful. So those are the dies that I used. And actually there are two different dies. And I like this a lot because this has not only the ability to cut out your paper, but it also is going to emboss your paper as well. So if you can see, what I did was took the shimmery white cardstock, took the dies, and what I did was take the outline of the tree and put it around the embossed cutting of the tree, ran it through the stamp and emboss machine, and this is what I came out with. How pretty is that? Isn't that beautiful? Now, I know you can see a little bit of the shimmer. A little bit. If I tilt it just a little bit, you can see it. Just a little bit. But you know me, I had to have more. So I took some dimensionals and I popped 3 on. Now I was very careful about where I placed them because if you look very carefully, you can see there are little holes. Let me, there are a few of them didn't pop out. Okay, so see, you just have to use you can use your brush to pop these out. And I just didn't do it last night when I was getting ready for my class. So it's just easy to do this like this very quickly. Whoa, look at it. It's snowing on my table here. So I'm just popping these out like this. Very easy, like this. Good morning. Good morning. Popping them out like that. It works really fine with the brush too. You can use the brush very nicely. It comes out very easily, so you could use that. But right now I'm not going to get up and go get it because it's in a drawer over on the other side of the room, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, there is that. And that gives you a little bit of extra interest on the card. So now I'm going to put my dimensionals on, and I'm going to be very careful about where I place them because I don't want the white side of the dimensional to show through on the other side. So let me just put it here like that. And then I'm going to take off my little pieces just like this. There we go. And I'm going to bring my card back in, card base, and I'm going to put it on. And I'm going to eyeball it, send it to left to right, send it north, south, east, west. You know how we always do that, like that. Then I'm going to take my little message that says Merry Christmas. I really like this a lot. I like the fact that it's got little dots underneath it. I think that's really cute. Now, what did I do with my, oh, here it is right here. I have to have my silicone pad. You know me and my silicone pad. And this is going on flat, like this. And I'm going to simply put it on right underneath my little tree like this. Talk about easy. There we go. Wait a minute. That's got to be pulled over just a little smidgeola. You could put a piece of red or blue paper behind the tree to show the lights. I could do that. I absolutely could do that, Nancy. You're absolutely right. But I chose to do this white on white just because, I don't know, I did. And now I'm going to take a gem and put this on, a little tiny one like this, right at the top of my tree. How pretty is that? Come on, lay down. There we go. Like that. And then, whoops, it just popped off some rhinestones. Then, of course, Winky. What would this card be without Winky? And the only reason that I'm using Wink of Stella is because I want to give it a little bit of extra pizzazz to show off the difference between the basic white cardstock, the shimmery white, and then the Wink of Stella, which gives it that little bit of pop. So see how easy this is? And this, my friends, is the card, and it's done. Look at that. It's just beautiful. I think it's really, really pretty. There we go. And then what I did, there we go. You can see that a little bit on the camera. In real life, it's very classy. And then the envelope, I took the envelope flap and ran it through the snowflakes. So there you go. How easy is that? A lovely, lovely Christmas card, and it took no time at all to make. Beautiful. Okay, now let's get to our little gnomes here. It's so darn cute. I'm going to move that piece of cardstock because the reason I had that evening evergreen on was so you could see the contrast between the white. But anyway, here they are. Okay, so stinking cute. Do you have your piece of paper with you? All right, so the first thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a piece of pumpkin pie. We're going to do we're going to do this little guy. the Halloween one because Halloween's coming up real quick. So this piece of paper is 1.5 inches by 6 5/8 of an inch. 1.5 by 6 5/8. And then what you're going to do is you're going to score it. When you on the short side, you're going to score it at 1/4 inch and then 1 1/4 inches. 1/4 inch and 1 1/4 inches. Then you're going to turn it to the long side and you're going to score it at 2.5 inches and at 4 1/8 inch. Okay, so let me repeat that so you can write it down. This piece of paper is 1.5 inches wide by 6 5/8. Then you're going to score it on the short side at 1/4 inch and 1 1/4 inches. Then you're going to turn it to the long side and you're going to score it at 2.5 and 4 1/8. Now, the next thing you're going to do is at the juncture of this horizontal and vertical score line, you are going to cut out this little notch on all 4 sides, just like this. So you just cut it up here and cut it here and get rid of this little piece. Just like this, okay? So I've done that on all 4 sides of this one. Let me just get this out of the way so you can see. So all 4 sides, those notches are gone. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to fold on your score lines, and this is where you really need to make sure you use your bone folder because you want crisp folds, lovely crisp folds like this. Say that 3 times real fast. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so this, like that, and then this one, like this, and then this one, like this. I am going to do long distance packages. If anybody wants long distance packages, I'll be happy to get these made up and sent out to you. Just let me know, okay? All right, so there's that. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take tear tape. Now, some demonstrators are using Tombow. Some are using fine tip glue. I'm going to use the tear tape, and I'll tell you why I'm going to use the tear tape. Because I think that I have a little bit more control with it. Now, the tear tape itself is slightly wider than the scored seam here. But that's nothing to worry about because what we're going to do is we're just going to fold over that excess tear tape on top of itself, and it's just going to add a little bit more strength to this. And it'll hold very nicely. This is like being a kid again, you know, when you had paper dolls and you cut out like Carol and my sister and I used to cut out the Sears Roebuck catalog all the time and just make paper dolls. Okay, anyway, here we go. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking these little pieces off like this. If you have manicured nails, you probably want to use your pick-me-up tool. But if you don't have manicured nails, the thinness of your own nail bed will peel this little piece of paper right off very easily. See how that's coming off just nicely? Now, if you notice very carefully, for example, right here, this extra tear tape. So I'm simply going to fold it on top of itself, just like this with my finger. Quickly come up and fold it on top of itself. A little bit there, a little piece here, over here on this corner. Fold this up, fold, 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 fold. And the reason you want to do this is because you don't want the inside of your container to be sticky, because then you're not going to be able to get your little treats in there. Either little candies or money or whatever you're going to put in. So having said that, here we go, all done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it, and this is going to get folded like this. Okay, now the next thing you need is, I'm going to stand that up so it doesn't stick to my paper here. I could use this. Okay, so now what you need to do is you need to take 2 tags from the let's see, let me get this over here so you can see. These are tags from the TaylorMade Tags dies. Let me show you these. This is a nice set. You get 8 different ones. They're really nice. Different tops, whatever. And you're going to use this one. You're going to use the second to the largest one. Well, you could use that one too. It doesn't really matter which one you want. But the little trick with this is to take your bone folder, and once you've got them cut out, just very gently give it a little bit of a curl. So that's going to be the top part. See how that is all curled up a little bit? And it just makes it a little bit easier. Okay, like that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to assemble it. And so the assembly is just a little bit tricky. You have to be kind of careful with your fingers. You want to make sure that you get it in nicely. So this goes over like this. And then this one goes over like this. So that tab, this little tab goes under. Now you're going to take this piece and you're going to work from the bottom. And you're going to put it on like this. Just like that. And like that. There we go. And then make sure that it comes right edge to edge. Like that. And this one edge to edge. Like that. Now what I do is take my bone folder and I press it down. See what I'm doing? I'm just using my bone folder as kind of like a butter knife to spread it around. Okay, so now I'm going to take this side, do the same thing. This one comes in, this one comes in, and I'm going to take this and put it here and here, and it goes right to the edge, and it goes right to this edge. And I'm going to turn this over, and then this you have to do kind of blindsided because you can't really see because you've got it done. All right, so there's your little box. How easy was that? Ta-da! So that's done. Nice and secure. Wait a minute, let me make sure this side is nice and secure. Yeah, tear tape works nicely. And like I said, you could use Tombow or something else, whatever you want. It's completely up to you. All right, so now we bring in the fun parts, the paper doll parts. How fun is this? All right, so we have a nose, we have some feet, we have a little tab, and we have, I think I'm going to add a little bit of extra pizzazz to this morning. So the first thing I'm going to do is I used, actually this is old designer paper, old Halloween paper. Look at the little cat and the candy corns and the poppers and everything. So I decided to use that, and I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive here and put his little hat on his little chin, his beard like this. All right, so that's there. Then with a dimensional, I'm going to put his cute little nose on like this, and I'm going to pop that on just like this. Put his nose on, and it's nice because when you cut these out from the gnome dies, you can actually see the score lines. It shows you where to put it. So again, easy, easy, easy. Now, because this is my bat gnome, we're going to have to put some bat wings on like this. How cute is that? So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive right on the back, just like that. I'm going to take my bat wings and I'm going to put them on just like this. Just like that. Perfect. This is so darn cute. I can't stand it. All right, so then the next thing I'm going to do, I think this guy is going to be a dancing gnome. So as we did before, if you remember, this is from the candy cane dies, but if you don't have the candy cane dies, you can use any piece of paper and take a 3/4 inch circle, punch a hole, and you've got your mechanism for the feet to swing. So now what I'm going to do is put a little adhesive right on the bottom, just on the bottom. I'm going to take my feet like this, and I'm going to put it on, making sure that I cover up all that adhesive because, gosh knows, we don't want to have any adhesive on this at all because then my poor little gnome won't dance. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my box back in, and I'm going to put my feet on like this, and I'm going to put this on like this. Perfect. So now that that's in perfect position, I'm going to take one of these mini dimensionals, and very carefully, I'm going to put that mini dimensional right in the center of that circle. It's not touching anything. We don't want it to touch anything because if it touches, then it's not going to dance. So I'm going to very carefully take that off, making sure that's equidistant all the way around. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals, some regular dimensionals. Here they are right here. I'm going to put regular dimensionals on here. I'm going to put one about here. And then I'm going to put one maybe here and one here like this. Pull that off. And then, ready? Now we're going to come over here and put this on just like this, very gently like that. Whoops, oops, there we go. Oh, he's not, why aren't his feet moving? Well, they are moving a little bit. There we go. Wait, can you see? It's the little things in life, folks. There we go. So the feet are moving. And there's the little guy. Now what I forgot to do was I forgot to put this little tab on the top. So let me just bring in my let's use some fine tip glue on this. Real tiny little bit of fine tip glue. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit right around here like that. And I'm going to put this on like this. There we go. There we go. That adds just a little bit of interest. And then the next thing to do is to take some candy. These little Reese's Pieces things fit in quite nicely. Let me just open this up just a little bit more, and I'm going to put this in. And then I've got a little Twixie. Here's a Twix, and that can go in. And then I'm going to take some of this black twine like this. You crack me up. I'm glad. Okay, so I'm going to put this through here. I'm going to put this through here. And you can make a bow if you want. You don't have to, but you can. I think I'm going to make a bow. Now, normally I would wait until the fine tip glue had completely dried because you can see it popped up for a little bit. But if I just hold it back down, it's fine. There we go. Okay, so there's that. Now, the one last thing. This is from a die this was from a Wicked die from a couple of years ago. But look at that little spider. And I have some of this black glimmer paper left, so I'm going to take, it's just too cute. I'm going to take another little tiny dimensional, and I'm going to put it on the back of this little guy. And I'm going to, let's see, where should we put this little spider to enhance this little gnome? Let me see. Shall we put it? We could put it on his beard. How would that be? Okay, should we put it on his beard or should we put it on his head, his hat like that? I put this one on the top, his hat, right? Like that's kind of cute. See how I did that? But I think I'm going to put it on his beard just like this. How's that? Oh God, there we go. Okay, so there you go, my friends. Here are the two little treats. This is the Halloween one and the Thanksgiving one. What did I do with it? Here's the things. Here's my gobble gnome. This one is done the same way. In order to do the feathers for the turkey, what you do is you take the scalloped circle punch and punch it out, and then you cut up each petal and just glue it behind his hat like that. So I'm going to make these. Actually, I'm making these for, well, two people I know are going to use them for place cards for Thanksgiving, and I'm using them for place cards. We're going to Tucson for Thanksgiving, and my grandson wants to make these, so that's what we're going to do. So anyway, next week, Monday, Tuesday, we can make these little guys and these little guys if you want. And again, I can do them as long distance packages. I'm also making them to sell if you're not interested in making them yourself and you want me to do it for you, I can. Including the candy, each one is $4. And if you come here to my house, you get to make them for $3, which also includes the candy. So that's the story. So next week, on Monday and Tuesday, we're going to be making this card, and we're going to be making some of these and some of these if you want. So you just have to let me know that you're coming and how many of each that you would like, and that's the story. So that is it for this Friday. It was fast and fun. I'm telling you, that Christmas card was easy to make. It's very pretty, and I hope that you're interested in making some with me or doing long distance packages. All right, my friends, have a great weekend. It's lovely. It's going to be lovely. We're going to see our granddaughter play basketball. She's in a traveling basketball thing, and we're going to Andover on Sunday to watch her play. But other than that, we'll be raking leaves and enjoying the fall. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all happy. Enjoy the weekend. I will see you next week. Thank you so much. Namaste.